Overall thoughts on the match, how the team performed, especially with the national team players away?
I think the individual commitment, resilience to using all their energy. It's something that we talked about throughout the whole week, their effort and their energy, the tank. We've been building their tank for 3 months, some of them, for this opportunity, and we got to empty it tonight and leave everything out there. And I think they did that. It was a great performance all round from a lot of people that were committed to a strategy that we we had a week to put that together and implement. And I think they did that very, very well. There's obviously a few moments where I thought Seattle had a couple of half chances. I know the stats show 11 shots, but there was a couple that I was a bit worried about. And then I felt like there was 3 or 4 I was really excited about for us. I think we won the quality chance game, which is pretty unbelievable with the circumstances and the strategy we took up, because we wanted to, we played very defensive, minimising getting caught in transition and minimising spaces between. When you do that, it's harder to then get into attacking shape or attacking positions, because the tight shape you're in to then get big and up the pitch. But we still managed to do that a few times, so incredibly proud, probably the proudest night that I've been at the club so far.
How is Michelle Betos?
You watched the same game. I thought she was freaking incredible.
How is she now?
She's great. She's fine.
Can you tell me a little bit about what she had trainers coming out?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed like she was
I think there was a few times where she probably felt some, I say pain. It's not pain. I keep asking her, how's the pain? She says there's no pain. There's just some awkwardness there. It's never been a pain thing. It's more a reaction, because it was nerve. And we look at how she moved around that goal. Her reactions were fantastic.
Would you say the clean sheet then is a bit of a victory for her as well?
Yeah, for her and all that back four plus her and everybody else. It's so good to have Mish back after an injury. We've got Kendall and Kat that are working back, and also a non-contract player, Sam Lofton. We're excited to get anyone back and to see them perform that well, which isn't a surprise for Mish, because her focus and preparation to get ready is very good.
Coach, you mentioned your game plan a couple of times. Can you tell us how the game plan today differed from the game plan 2 weeks ago at Memorial, as far as what you were trying to accomplish?
Yeah, at Memorial we wanted to open up and commit bodies and try and overload certain areas to build our attacks. Tonight, there's no way we wanted to move. There's some players that we didn't want to move at all because of transition, and you saw that 20-25 minutes to go, people started leaving their pockets that we were in from our defensive shape to help us attack, and the crowd would go in, and then when they won it, their best chances came from that, and then they zoomed into a pocket. Kim Little or Fishlock got on the turn, faced up in front of the back four, which is what we wanted to minimise all night. So it's different because we didn't commit those bodies. We didn't want them to leave pockets and holes to make sure they can't counter us. And I felt like tonight was the only way they could get a real chance was from countering. And that's because our defensive shape and organisation was going to be good, but they haven't. Seattle have failed to break teams down and move players and get people out of the pockets they want to be in. So it's just limiting their transition, which any team, when they're in a good place or bad place, any team can transition well. So we less bodies moving their defensive shape. And also our engagement line, where we pressed, it was with momentum of the game. Sometimes you saw us pressing on the 18, other times we're on the halfway line, and there's different ways that we manage the momentum and when and where we push our pressing line.
How did your halftime substitutions play that out? What were you seeing that caused you to make that move?
Well, Sink was supposed to only play 25. She had a little bit of a strain during this week. We were fully ready to go at 25, and she's screaming at me that she was fine. And then we grabbed her again and said, no, I know you're fine and you want to be fine, but how are you feeling? Is there any pain at all? And there wasn't. So we pushed to halftime to get Berryhill in there in centre midfield next to Celeste to help us battle a bit more. Marna done an incredible job, but released Marna into the number 10. And then I felt she did a great job in there, but those 20 minutes after the half, we suddenly become a little bit more disconnected, wanting to get, and it was all about getting Dagny back because she's had a lot of video and a lot of training and information about that. I needed someone more experienced, so we quickly changed it to push Berryhill up And then there was always a plan to get Sade up high in the front line. As you saw, she's explosive, she can create danger, and she almost did a few times. So yeah, that was the thinking.
Coach, taking into account the fact you have 6 starters basically missing today, is a draw good enough for you?
Keeping the distance what it is with Seattle is good enough for sure. A clean sheet is exceptional. To stay undefeated at home or stay undefeated across the league is fantastic. It's very important. Psychologically, it's important for our minds. It's important when people play against us. You know, at home, I would love to be more expansive in this stadium, and not only, you know, winning comes first, trying to get 3 points, and we try to do that tonight, but also do it in a style that we want to hear the crowd more, and we want them to be, we want to get to 21,000 every night here, and to do that soccer that excites and people want to jump out their seats for. There's times where you go into games where you have to keep the dream alive and grab points, and tonight we wanted 3, we grabbed 1. It's a huge success. It's a 1 closer to getting where we need to get to, and there'll be other nights where the entertainment will be there, and the soccer and more free-flowing soccer will be there. Tonight was never going to be that night, and the fact that the players took that on, committed to it, embraced it, because it can be tough mentally, just shows that they're here for the team. They're here for the team first, and they've got great heart, and that's probably more satisfying than any result when you see every player and every staff member, top to bottom, give everything to the team to help the team. It's cool.
Coach, as the week went on and it became more apparent that Jessica Fishlock might play, did your preparation for this game change at all?
No. I mean, I have no idea on her physical, her injury and her rehab. The fact that she got 30, she was always going to play 90 tonight. I mean, unless she physically couldn't. But her mindset is unbelievable. I've seen her go down and think it's impossible for her to get back onto the pitch, and she's back on the pitch. And I speak to Laura and say, how does she does it? And I don't think she knows. You know, she's a great athlete. And it's not just, you know, Jess Fishlock is integral to Seattle, and we found that out. But there was so much talent there for them, and their attacking midfield and their attacking front 3. You know, I'm sure they'll be disappointed, and we're pleased that we managed to keep them quiet.